In a 1993 episode of The Simpsons, two magicians are attacked by their own white tiger. 10 years later, in 2003, illusionists Siegfried and Roy were performing in Las Vegas when their prized white tiger turned on them with identical results. 5 years before Lady Gaga descended into a stadium on suspension wires for her Super Bowl halftime show, The Simpsons aired an episode showing her doing the exact same stunt, right down to the specific flying harness. These moments circulate online constantly, usually followed by claims that the writers are rogue time travelers or part of a cartoon Illuminati mapping our doom. To actually understand how a sitcom repeatedly broadcasts tomorrow's news today, we have to look past the supernatural internet lore. We have to look at the statistical math, the reality of elite social networks, and the physical machinery of institutional perception control. The accuracy of this show relies on a traceable byproduct of how global power functions. Psychologists use a concept called survivorship bias to explain how random chance looks like expertise. If you walk up to a dartboard and throw 100 darts, and exactly one hits the center, a photographer who only frames that single bullseye makes you look like a champion. This maps the show's scale. Running 36 years with over 800 episodes, at 160 gags per episode, resolves to over 1.2 million individual jokes broadcast. Hitting a few accurate predictions out of a million attempts is a strict mathematical guarantee. Logic explains the rest. In a 2001 episode, the character Lisa Simpson becomes the first female U.S. president in the year 2028, wearing a specific purple blazer and pearl necklace. 20 years later, Kamala Harris wore that combination during the 2021 inauguration. To signal national unity, leaders take the red of the Republican Party, slide it together with the blue of the Democrats, and mix them to create purple. The writers observed a known political pattern and applied it logically. Statistics and deductive logic explain generic events and wardrobe choices. They fail when trying to explain the show's hyper-specific knowledge of elite insider secrets. The creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening, maintained a documented presence in some of the most exclusive, highly guarded social circles on Earth. Court documents from 2019 revealed that Groening traveled on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet, moving through an elite network of billionaires, politicians, and power brokers. In the year 2000, Groening's team wrote an episode where Homer broadcasts a specific message, that a group of creeps on an island somewhere are secretly running the world. This aired decades before the public became aware of the Epstein Island and its elite visitors, the same circle Groening moved in. Beyond the creator, the core writing staff is pulled almost exclusively from the highest academic echelons of the United States, primarily Harvard and Princeton. These universities operate as the primary pipeline for global strategists, CIA analysts, and Bilderberg attendees. The people writing the sitcoms studied under the same professors and attended the same tech conferences as the people drafting global policy. The writers don't require a crystal ball to see into tomorrow. They simply share dining rooms and campus halls with the people actively engineering it. The U.S. Department of Defense operates a specific division called the Entertainment Liaison Office. Their mandate is to collaborate with Hollywood studios to heavily polish the scripts of global blockbusters before they reach theaters. When writers for the movie Hulk wanted to name a military Operation Ranch Hand, the Pentagon forced them to change it. Operation Ranch Hand was a real-world Vietnam War campaign where the military sprayed millions of gallons of toxic chemicals from helicopters, a historical reality the Defense Department preferred to keep out of the script. The CIA does the same thing. In 2004, the agency influenced the spy series Alias, using actress Jennifer Garner to run recruitment ads and shape the public image of espionage into an attractive, balanced career option. Intelligence agencies even conduct threat scenario workshops, sitting down directly with television writers. They hand the writers classified, unpredictable crisis scenarios, like biological attacks, and ask them to script out exactly how the public would react, using Hollywood creativity to build behavioral simulations. This points to a strategy known as predictive programming. Concepts are introduced into the public's subconscious through fiction. By the time that scenario happens in reality, the population has already absorbed the shock, reacting with passive acceptance instead of panic. The CIA and Pentagon have a documented history of backing over 1,100 television shows. The Simpsons has broadcast for nearly 4 decades under the same studio systems that facilitate these collaborations. Believing this specific production exists in total isolation from that institutional infrastructure becomes increasingly difficult as the evidence of media cooperation grows. Finding a declassified document proving an intelligence agent wrote a specific joke completely misses the point. The mechanics of influence are already visible. Entertainment media operates as a high-precision tool for public conditioning, where concepts are introduced and normalized long before they appear in our reality. You have to stop consuming content passively. Every time a specific narrative floods the screens in your home, you need to actively question who funded the script and what reaction they are trying to extract from you. Once you recognize the physical gears of the perception machine, you stop being a member of a manipulatable audience and you step into the role of an active observer.